Our boy, Byron Murphy. For me personally, Byron Murphy is a little frustrating to be a fan of, man. You know, everybody knows when Byron Murphy was a free agent, when he was leaving Arizona, RAP was pounding the table for him to become a Minnesota Viking, and it happened. I just want to set the record straight, man. Listen, my boy coming back. He on the way back, man. Listen, the past 3 games, in particular, he's had an interception. Starting from the Rams game, picking that game, which people would say that was a gimme. I mean, I'm even on record saying that pick was kind of a gimme. It was one of those interceptions where he was just in the right place at the right time. And then you look at the Colts game, he had another one. I think that one was crucial. That one was good defense. And then you look at the Jaguars game. As ugly as the Jaguars game was, the defense deserves the flowers of that game. And this isn't the first game. As a Minnesota Vikings fan, we all know this. This isn't the first game where the defense deserves all the flowers damn near. You feel me? You might can give a little pedal to 1 or 2 players on the offense, and I'm okay with doing that. But for the most part, in totality, the Vikings defense. Now, Byron Murphy, man, he's tied amongst, first of all, cornerbacks in the NFL. When it comes to interceptions, my boy got 4 of them things, man. Listen, man, this is exciting for me just because I was hoping that Byron Murphy would come into the Minnesota Vikings organization and be that star cornerback that we were looking for. I believe that he might have not reached that star elite type of cornerback in Arizona, but he was right there on the cusp. You know what I mean? He was one of those guys where if, he did a little bit more per game, he would be considered a superstar type cornerback, or at least a star. I ain't gonna say superstar, but at least a star, right? And the Vikings were in desperate need of that. A guy that you can extend for a couple more years. He can possibly be a Minnesota Viking for 6 to 7 more years and be holding it down and really be that staple when you're talking about the defensive backs in the Minnesota Vikings organization. And I was looking forward to that. I was hoping that would happen. He pissed us off a little bit, right? He hasn't been showing up. I mean, last year wasn't great for him. The first year wasn't great for him. Even this year, I remember at the beginning of the season, including me, myself, where tweets were just going out saying bench Byron Murphy, put Nudie in, Byron Murphy stays getting cooked. And yes, I gotta admit, he has been getting cooked this season. If you look at the interceptions compared to the plays where he's actually been getting cooked, you probably would sit back and say it doesn't matter about these last 3 games of him getting an interception per game, because there's a lot more plays where he's getting exposed. And I ain't gonna argue with you about that. But what I will say is we're getting somewhere, man. Byron Murphy is actually starting to hold his name up how he should have been holding it up from the moment he walked through the door being a Minnesota Viking. And for that, man, RAP gonna give him his flowers today, man. I'm happy, man. He's showing up. He's showing up. I think he heard us, man. He heard us talking about benching him, talking about where are you at, Byron? What's going on? He out here balling now, man. He on the sideline smiling. Him and Cam Bynum, them the 2 most light-skinned brothers I know. I want to talk about Cam Bynum just real quick. When Cam Bynum got that interception yesterday and he with the squint in the eyes and hitting the LL Cool J with the lips, I'm telling you, man, that boy light-skinned. You hear me? Like him and Byron Murphy together, them some 2 light-skinned brothers right there, man. Shout out to them brothers, though, because they have been showing up at least the past couple games, man, and I like to see it. I love to see it. And for the Vikings to be successful, I believe that Byron Murphy is a big piece of that. He has to play like he's been playing. We have to hold him accountable as a player, because you are considered, if you're thinking about your name and what you brought to the table before you stepped in here, we are looking at you to be a player that holds it down on the defensive side of the ball and usually makes big plays. Every game, you owe us a big play, bro. You are a big play type of player. That's what we expected. That was the expectations from Vikings fans, including me, especially me, to be real. Because again, I was beating the table for you. Shout out Byron Murphy, man. We're going to give you your flowers today, man. Keep it up, my brother. We rooting for you, man. Let me know how you feel about Byron Murphy. Drop it down in the comments. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer. Who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. undefeated. Check the percentage.